All right, I just want to yap a little bit since we kind of have a situation going on over here. A lot of things after the reboot, after Trout went to sleep, got flagged temporary, and a lot of things are gonna go poof once people log back in. So hopefully a reroll will fix it. I'm not gonna panic too much, but a lot of people probably are because they come in, all their stuff's gone. They're like, "What the fuck happened?" And they're gonna be like really mad and stuff, which I can't blame them. But just please be patient, people. I'm sure it'll get worked out. This is why me, Scaly, and a couple others that usually play overnight, we're not really doing all that much because we're just trying to chill, take it easy, and then hopefully that somehow helps the rollback be even smoother and etc. Because I don't know how the back end of that is. I'm pretty sure it's just like a standard, like if you're just rolling back your computer to a certain time frame, it just rolls it back to that database or whatever that's stored. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but I could be wrong. I don't mess with servers and stuff too much. So, in regards to like yapping, I kind of just had like this idea because like I don't. The reason why I don't do bizarre trading and stuff like that, and like put up a trader, is because I'm a lazy piece of shit. Like I am beyond lazy. I will not disrupt my game flow to go to the bazaar, set up a trader account, and just be like, here, take all of these items, put it in the bag, put yourself on, and then I go do my thing and I come back and I do it again. I hate that aspect of EverQuest. Bazaar is one of the most flow disrupting, takes you out of the game enjoyment features I've ever dealt with when it comes to video games. Like I like kind of like auction house because you don't have to do the thing yourself. You just go to a thing and put it all in there and just put your prices and just set it, forget it. Come check your mailbox later. Like I love the auction house more because like I did the set and forget things, uh, sell some things on the side if I wanted to, and go from there. But what I kind of want for the server, since platinum doesn't matter and I don't care about it anyways, is hopefully at some point there can be like a thing for like the virtual bank where I can like make like a public section of my virtual bank, call it like the noodle bank or something, and then people on the server can search through that bank and just take whatever the fuck they want. Like I'll have it like set up. I would have it be able to set up to like not only do I auto loot shit, but it auto banks it instead of me putting it in my inventory and like selling it. Um, and then I could just like start excluding gems and stuff like that on my loot filter to where I can only loot like gear, and instead of me just trashing it or selling it like I normally do because I just want to set it, forget it. I don't want to divvy it out every time I go back to the fucking guild lobby and be like, announce this, announce that. Who wants this? Who wants that? I can just put it in one massive bank thing, and then people can just look through the bank and just take whatever the fuck they want. That's how I want it set up. So that way I can set it, forget it. People get to appreciate, the generosity and stuff, but it doesn't have to involve me disrupting my game flow in order to accomplish that. That's the only thing I'm like going on about here. So I can be a lazy ass, continue grinding, not disrupt it, and help people out at the same time, all in one sitting. Because like that's like that always takes the flow out of me. Like when I was doing that on Ascendant, when I pop back in and be like, okay, who wants a brand? Who wants a brand? Because I got plenty of brands that are lower. I don't want them to rot. Let's hand them out real quick, put them in parcels, and it would just be really cool to have like a server or something in general where I could just like put it up on a thing, have it auto set to that, and people can just yoink it if they want it. That's what I want to do because to me it's like trashing it without trashing it. It's like I'm getting rid of it, but I'm not like throwing it on the ground. I'm not putting it in my fucking delete button and getting what the hell did I hit? Oh, that and that and that. Okay, I'm not putting it in my freaking delete button and getting rid of it. And like I'm basically unintentionally like screwing over people that could just get some starter stuff they can work on. And that's mainly what my idea is, and I doubt it'll ever come to fruition, but hopefully it can, because that'd be really fucking sweet. Because I like showering people with stuff, but I don't like fucking taking like all this time to go do it and like announce it. Oh man, I got these tells. I gotta sort through who tell first. I gotta divvy it out here and there. Like it takes a lot of enjoyment out of the game to do that process every single time you want to give stuff away. So I'd rather it just do it, set it, forget it. Maybe someone will send me a tell every so often, appreciating what was in there. Say thank you or whatever. Um, but I'd much rather it just be like a seamless transactional thing where I can just put it in there. They can take it. I don't care if I get notified who takes what. Just let them do whatever the fuck they want, and then boom, I'm like the permanent fucking like server bank basically. That's kind of what I want to do or be able to do, but I don't know how easy or how hard that will be on the server end to do a database setup like that and be able to, because it's kind of like the same thing. There was another server. What was that server called? Was it THJ? No, it wasn't THJ. It was another older server. There's another older server that kind of had that where you set like a vendor bank thing and people can look through the list as long as you have that stuff active, because you still kind of have to set up like the bazaar, but you would like set your prices and stuff like that, and people will have to search to like the persons and like who has it available by names, which got kind of annoying because it wasn't like one general list or like a public storage or something like that. So you'd still have to look through the person, look through their wares, look at their prices. It's still like this the general fucking annoyance from Bazaar where you gotta look at one person's stuff at a time per se, like in the old Bazaar, instead of searching like a general list or like searching up an item like normal Bazaar would let you do. Like you just search an item. Like it would be cool, but that or just like make trader NPCs, and I can do it that way too. I mean, cause it's like kind of taking away most of the annoyance because like I don't have to have a separate account open to have the trader up. But you can have like the trader NPCs, and I just go to the trader NPCs, put it up, put my prices, put it all free, and then the trader's there. It's kind of like it's my trader. Like you can personalize it, so it still feels like a trader that I set up, and then it's like Noodle Legs or whatever's trader or whatever I want to name the trader, and then that way it's kind of like it's doing the thing without doing the thing. That way you can kind of keep the whole bizarre element in the game without neutering it entirely, and then cater it so that I can be a lazy piece of shit and not have to have a second account open in order to trade. And I can just give shit out for free. Like I want to do stuff like that. That's like the goal, being able to do stuff like that. But like it'll take like like it's even possible with like EQ server infrastructure to even like make that a thing without it like constantly lagging in a server and all this other stuff. That's basically what it is. Like I kind of want to like spitball a cool idea that won't take too much time to work on. Quick, easy, throw it out there, let people have fun with it, that kind of thing. That's usually what I try to keep my ideas down to. I don't try to like come up with like some overly complex like thing for someone to do. I usually try to keep it short, concise, simple, and it's like something like, oh hey, I can just flip a couple switches, put a couple things in, and then boom, good to go. And then the server can enjoy the feature and whatnot. That's kind of like usually the ideas I try to stick to when I'm like spitballing and shit, or when it comes to like balancing and whatnot. Um, but yeah, so a lot of stuff's temporary flagged right now. I do not recommend logging on until Trout addresses it on the Discord, and we'll see if like a reboot fixes it or something else. Cause yeah, a lot of people are gonna be justifiably kind of upset, and I thrive in chaos. I love chaos, but this is the kind of chaos that's like, okay, this is a little bit too much. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be insane. And hopefully people can be a bit forgiving because like shit happens, and when you have a constant resetting a reboot by default all the time, there's bound to be a fuck up here and there. Like there's like not everything's gonna be like flawless. So let's just hope that we can recover from this, or ends up being like recover from it, and then it ends up being not too horrible. And if it is, then we can kind of just lick our wounds and just pick up where we left, where we're at, and go from there. It depends on what can be done, what can't be done. I'm trying to keep my expectations as realistic as possible, um, so that way when it occurs and we gotta do whatever we gotta do to get through it, I'm gonna get through it. That's just how I am. Like I could lose my charm, my power source. I can lose my augs. Like if if I have to deal with that, I'll deal with it. Like I don't fucking care. But I'm not like other people aren't like that though. Like other people like they see like they put some time, especially when you're like working and stuff. Like that's what I understand about with like some most people is like you're most people are working right now, and I'm out of a job. I'm still trying to look for one, so I don't have that luxury of like getting paid and whatnot. But um people are working and they want to put some time into something, and then they see like this time that they put aside for something every like 2 hours of their life just is gone. It's like that that can sting quite a bit. So like I understand that completely. If like someone get like loses their shit over that, because it sucks. Like you get like so much limited time after working for to do X X and X, and then one of those things end up being a complete waste of time, and then you just not only are you mentally drained from work and the bullshit at work in general, but then that bullshit on top of it. So just letting you all you know that work, I feel you here, but hopefully it won't be too bad. We can fix it up pretty quickly, and we can move on from this craziness. It is quite the predicament, but it happens, and that's why I usually try not to have too much expectations when I'm starting on a new server that I haven't played on for a while, because like especially when they're like kind of fresh, like this kind of came out the same time Ascendant did, and it didn't have quite the blow up Ascendant did, so we'll see. But yeah, try. Was there anything else I wanted to go over? No, it was mainly that, and like where I'm at with goblins right now is the new system is nice, but I feel like maybe the kill marks were kind of gutted too hard to make the goblins more rewarding, because like I feel like it rewards my playstyle more that I'm doing right now way too much more than it does everybody else, and it feels kind of bad because like I'm getting more merits and more marks and rewarded more, but everybody else that's playing normally is kind of getting fucked with this change so far. So I don't know how I feel about it, because a lot of us got like charm levels we probably weren't intended to have based on just grinding the way we were. So it all depends on how that's supposed to be. I put like other suggestions in, like with the new Augs. I put one in saying like get rid of the lore on them, and then like make it so you can just stack them, and then we can kind of like bring the charm power level down a bit and put it more in the Augs. And then as you get more and more different cool Augs and stuff, and you put them in, you just get more and more powerful over time, and that way you don't have to feel like you need certain pieces of gear, and the pieces of gear will be more like side grades than like, oh man, I need this like ASAP, or I can't get that much stronger. And then that way you can like keep your base gear, focus on progressing a bit more, get your Augs. That's also why I suggested instead of giving fragments, since like not many people run into as many goblins that I do, I'm getting like 6, 7 times the rate of goblins as other people are right now with the way I'm doing things. So I was thinking maybe instead of shards, since like the ratio is such a big gap between me and everybody else on the server, um, to possibly just drop the Augs instead if we're gonna get rid of the lower stuff on them. And then that way you can just get the Augs right away, put the Augs in, and then you have that instant power satisfaction from killing a goblin versus getting like some fragments and then like putting the fragments together and then over time and stuff like that. That's just the way I'm viewing it right now. That way you can get that instant gratification. You don't have to massively increase the rate of goblins, and then you tie the gear progression into like the augments themselves and not so much the pieces of gear, so you don't have to like put all these crazy stats on the gear itself, and you can just kind of just put in the augs, divvy it out so like it kind of equals up to what the charm would have been, and you can gut the charm down so the charm is more of a side grade than the main progression with the power source, and that way you can balance them all out because they all kind of equalize each other. That's kind of like what I'm viewing it as, like kind of like what I feel like would be like the healthiest balance possibly for the server. But I could be wrong though, because I've already, abused the whole benefits of having a big charm and stuff like that. So like if these changes fully go through and they get finalized, and this is kind of where we want to be at, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bard. I'm going to do the progression from like 1 to 50 all over again, and like do like a fresh start progression and see like well, after he decides, oh hey, this is kind of where I want to finalize it. We'll go from here, and then we'll see how this works for progression, and then I will progress from like a fresh character and go that route and see how it feels. Because like when you do these changes midway, when people have already progressed, you can't get the full perspective of a new player's experience with a server unless you go and you play the new player experience. This is why when I played my bard on Ascendant, I played it fresh because I want that experience of like a fresh person's perspective. I didn't give him any gear. I didn't give him any tomes. I didn't give him any money. I'm like, okay, let's start fresh. Let's see how it feels. Let's progress slowly. I'll have a bit of a knowledge advantage because I know where to go to get certain gear and stuff like that. Um, and that's probably like that's pretty much the only advantage I will have over the average player. But I won't like be like showered in gear. I'm not gonna be twinked out of the asshole having an easy lol. What are these new players crying about? Kind of fucking play style experience when I'm in the trenches with you guys. That's usually how I try to do it when I'm like testing things out and see how they feel and feel like, okay, is this pretty much decent overall? Can people put up with this? Is this something that needs to be fixed? Kind of thing. And like for me, Ascended, I felt like it was decent. I feel like starting out, especially since like I didn't start out with as many benefits as people did when we did all these changes and like we got like parry and stuff for monks and all this other stuff. Like I started when it was like way harder to get through the content compared to like what it is now to a degree. Because like now it's kind of actually a bit harder even more because the Ascended tomes for Shadow Knights are the ones that give TOTC instead of the greater ones. So you need to save up way more platinum to get it. And so it costs way more to max it out. But that's how I felt like it should have been originally. Because like I feel like the Ascended tomes should have been based on like what the strongest stuff is would be Ascended. The mid tier stuff would be kind of like you know, exalted, and then like the beginner like stuff you kind of need to put like a lot of points in over time and be greater, and then go from there. And then like you kind of like lock the Ascenatomes off into like the higher levels, like the 50s and plus. Exalted would be only dropping off like 30s and 40s or whatever, and then graders you can farm like 10s and 20s and get those. That's kind of how I wanted the Ascenatome system to work, but it didn't work out that way. Um, so just is what it is. Okay, so yeah, Scaly's going to sleep. They're getting some sleep. Everyone's sleeping. I like how Scaly's like, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then it's gonna reset at 7 o'clock. That's all right. We're gonna get a reboot, and then I'll log back in right away and see what goes on from there. But I just figured I'd just yap about some bullshit for a while, where I gotta like go eat and go watch YouTube and stuff, and see what's up with what happens on the server because chaos is about to ensue, and just please be patient. like I'm sure we'll get through this, but it's there's a lot of uncertainty right now because there's a lot of stuff that's gonna poof because of this. Like Ogs are going, Ogs are going. Like when all is said and done and you're offline for a set amount of time, this is going. This is gonna be gone. Ain't gonna happen this no more. At least for now. So like I said, hopefully a rollback just fixes it. We just throw the low. We just throw a rollback. Oh, sorry. We throw a little rollback at it, and then hopefully he just rolls back to like 2 something in the morning before the reboot, and then it fixes everything, and then just figures out whatever that flag was that fucked everything up. Because I don't know what possibly caused it. Because it feels like he fixed one flag and then somehow flagged a bunch of other things with temporary instead. Like I don't know what kind of weird switch flipping or code line or whatever the hell it was that possibly caused that. But that's fucking crazy that it could go that catastrophic that quickly. Like I don't think I've ever seen a change like have that much of a retroactive just nuke everything on the server. Oh man. And we're already joking about it, like this is his way of pulling the plug. He's like taking us all off life support, just like we're all just gonna flatline when he wakes up later. But yeah, just temper expectations. Let's just get through this and hopefully it'll all work out. All right, peace.